Kembo, na Tata Nzambi Yama, Zulu, Betwabu, to the homie, the Maleki, Masia, my brother, my friend, Betwabu, to all of my scattered brothers and sisters abroad. Man, what a time to be alive, huh? What a time to be alive. I wanted to do this video. I felt it pressed on my Muanda, my spirit, an urgent revelation, an urgent matter. As I'm just out here walking in nature somewhat. You can hear the birds chirping in the back. I must have got close to a nest. A bird just tried to come at me. Can you guys see this? It's funny. He doesn't know who I am. He's just protecting his home. So I had a dream 2 days ago that I didn't understand the meaning of it until now. And the Most High, hopefully it's not too windy, you can hear me still. The Most High speaks to me through dreams and visions, night visions, morning visions. And when I say that, it's usually he sends a Maleki to me to reveal information to me either about my life or about my people. And sometimes these Malekis, they are watchers. You know, the great watchers that have been talked about in many books and writings, because they come in many forms. The watchers that come to me are not the ones that fell. You know, they're the ones who are still doing their job and loving it. They love us, especially us of Bantu origins. There's a connection between the watchers and our heritage and our bloodlines. But anyway, I wanted to do this video to share the dream and to share what's going on and our role and our part as Bana Beitu, as the house of Yisolele, as the house of Israel. What we're called to be doing right now in the time that we're in this moment, in these moments. Different times, different seasons calls for different modes of action, of taking control in the spirit by the anointing and the push from Muanda Nsemi, the great spirit, the set apart spirit. Now, so my dream, I was walking in a city and it was nighttime, and all of a sudden I see a bunch of cyclones spinning around in the air, and I'm looking and I'm seeing this dark sky with all these cyclones as far as I could see, going through the towns and the cities, but they were just coming from the air. And these cyclones, as I got a closer look to them, it was like my eyes could zoom in. The cyclones were made of water vapors. And so I see these things and I wind up going into a shopping center. And in that shopping center, there was a bunch of people gathered in there of all different, nationalities, races, mostly white people. I think I was actually the only black guy that was in there. And so I go in, and everybody's gathered around in a certain area where there's this newscaster, and he's a young white guy, and I kind of get excited in my heart because I'm like, oh man, I'm not the only one who's seeing these. Then this is going to get out in the news, and people are going to start seeing these spiritual things. So I'm talking to this newscaster guy as he's speaking, and also after he's done speaking. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, man, like, it's crazy, huh? And he's looking at me like, yes, it's crazy, but there's another thought in his head that's telling him he cannot and will not say the spiritual things that are going on. So he's being very general in the news. He was being very general. He wasn't talking about how these matters were spiritual. And so I stopped talking to him because I realized that he's not my friend. He's not going to tell the complete truth. And so I stopped talking to him, and I go back outside. Now these cyclones, they start turning into almost like woven, colorful brooms, like the end of the broom. So imagine the straw at the end of the broom, and it's twisted and braided into like a woven rope, and it's very colorful, like the colors of the rainbow. Now people started trying to get these. Some were actually not colorful like the others. People, as they started falling from the sky, people were running over to these things trying to get them, and they were trying to cut them into pieces to carry them, because they knew that it was some supernatural thing, and they were treating it like gold was falling out of the sky. I ran over to a piece. They were huge pieces, about the size of a the piece of an end of a tractor, like the piece that picks up the dirt. They're about that size. And so I go over to this group of people who are almost about to start fighting over grabbing pieces off of these things, and I realize that I'm seeing the discord in people. I'm seeing the division in people. I'm seeing all these things, and I'm like, man, something so spiritual is going on, yet all these people are being carnal minded, and they're just about to attack each other and trying to steal all these goods. So I woke up, and I was like, man, that was something, And then today is Sunday. I see a report of what's this weekend, 59, I believe it was 59 shootings in Chicago, 9 dead or something like that, young children dead, and instantly it made me think of that dream. Now, the reason why I'm tying these two together is because black folks in the community are not a hateful people. We're not violent by nature. Even in the hood, I grew up in hood, around the hood, and I didn't have half as much problems as I do with me walking in white neighborhoods. And so this is it. The news and the media are not going to show everything. I read the news reports of the shootings in Chicago. They were very strategic in how they worded things. They didn't say it was gang shootings. They didn't say it was black people. They didn't say it was white people, Mexicans, none of that. What they said was these shootings. Now, what this does is it makes the reader view black people as violent. If I mention to you 59 shootings happened in Chicago this weekend alone, the automatic response that you're going to have is, man, black people keep killing each other. And I'm talking to black people and especially to white people, because white people always want to throw Chicago when we're talking about violence, you know, in our community that's happening against us by police or whatever. And they say, why don't you guys focus on the black on black crime like what happens in Chicago? Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. This is from Muanda Nsemi. The media is not going to show you the truth of what and who caused those shootings in Chicago this weekend or in the future. The goal is to awaken the conditioning in you that views black people as violent, murderous, ravenous, rageous people automatically. You've been socially conditioned to already have the narrative in your mind before the media actually tells the truth. Now, the media is not going to tell the truth. The truth is, in the spirit, what Muanda Nsemi showed me and many others, not just me. This is the thing about this awakening, is that, this is the side note, is that we're not just going to have one Moshe. I'm going to do a post later on this, but we're not going to have just one Moses saying, let my people go. We're not just going to have one Yesiah saying, you know, let my people go. It's not going to be one Messiah. The black people are going to be the Messiah. The spirit of Yesiah is already in us and it is being activated. Okay? That's my side note. Now, so I said that because a lot of people actually know the truth behind the scenes. And I mean, what I mean by behind the scenes is the small people like me. Okay? So, the media is not going to show you the truth. The media is not going to show you that these shootings are actually happening. They are planned and programmed by these elite sponsors, sending white figures in our black communities to cause disruption and to keep in the minds of everyone else that these black people are just animals and they keep killing themselves. Black people aren't killing, we're not killing ourselves. Are there gangs? Yes. Is there gang violence? Yes. Has that ceased and stopped? Yes. Talk to black people. There's a brother, Daryl Marble, who has been posting the truth about the shootings that are happening in Chicago. How there are guns being planted in the hoods overnight, just like the bricks that you saw were planted on the streets where they knew there were going to be protests. They're planting guns in the neighborhoods to criminalize the people in the communities. This is what the media is not going to tell you. The media will tell you that there was shootings. The media will tell you the general outlook of everything, but they're going to make you create the story. They're going to bank on all of the years of social conditioning so that you can fill in the blanks for yourselves. This is why you have to be in the spirit. Because if you're not in the spirit, you're going to be victim to the mindsets and the presets that they've already conditioned you to walk into. You know, today is Sunday. Everybody's going to church. Everybody's going to their segregated churches. I live in Idaho, where it's mostly white people. So all the white people are going to their white churches to feel comfortable about the things that are going on and to escape the things that are going on. For you black people, wake up to your calling so that way you can be a Yesiah to your people. So that way the Most High can use you to speak. It can't just be scattered prophets speaking anymore. It needs to be a collective group of people, us speaking for ourselves, for our lives, and for the condition of this earth and what's happening in the spiritual realm. So I know this dream means other things that the Most High will reveal to me or to you, whoever's watching these videos. Feel free to comment, your revelations that you get, and keep the conversation alive and open. For those of you on Facebook, Matondo Masaka, for reaching out to me, messaging me, commenting on my post. I don't post as much on Instagram because my account got flagged, and less and less people are seeing it. So I do these videos, and and I'm going to be doing videos more often because the Most High, there's a lot of revelation, and I'm not the only one. And that's what I want to stress. I'm not the only one having dreams and visions. We need to come together. We need to reach out to each other. We need to be there for each other. We need to show that we're available for each other. That's why I say, I shout out the ones who are there, the black brothers and sisters who I speak to. Alana, Matondo Masaka, my sister, Alana. The ones who I speak to every day, daily. So let's keep this going. Let's make our voices viral, not just my videos, not just your individual videos. Let's make our voices viral. So if you have more, like I said, feel free to comment. If you have my number, feel free to call me, message me. Let's learn together. Let's grow together. And let's redeem ourselves. My kings, my queens, I will continue to call on you. My Malekis, my Nkosis, my Kenges. I love you. Siemi and Salama. Forgot to add this very important piece, or say this very important piece. So there was also, when I walked outside of the store that I was in, I saw two giant eagles, and there were about 3 people riding these 2 eagles, and one was like a middle-aged white guy, and a woman, and I believe a child. Like a child was holding the white guy's back. They're riding on the same eagle. If you know anything prophetically, what the eagle means to the nations is very connected to Babylon. Babylon. So the eagle is not really a great symbol when it comes to prophecy. It's a symbol of the people that took the people of Tata Nzambi, flying us over into captivity. So when they came down, it was almost like they came from the future, and they were looking for something, and they couldn't find it, and so they flew back off. And so yeah, that was the feeling I got. What I feel like it represents is the nations, the evil nations, that the eagle represents. America, the Roman Empire, what the knowledge that they stole from Kemet, Egypt, and what they did with the knowledge. And so the eagle is their symbol. And so what I feel like that represented was their time. They're coming and checking up on all the chaos and all the things that are happening. And the big plan it's not time for the big plan yet. So that's what I feel in the spirit, that the elites, they came down, flew down. They're I don't really like to say demons that much. They're fallen malakis, the fallen angels of these nations, came down to check on the chaos, and they were looking for something in the midst of the chaos, but they couldn't find it, and so they're going to come at a later time to actually execute and find what they wanted to find. So I want to add that in there. That was a piece that I forgot. All right.